Okay, here we go. Now I need to do share screen again, and then go to my desktop and pull up my PowerPoint. All right, we're ready to go. Tonight we are studying Chapter 8. We only have 2 more chapters after this one. This is, we've been studying Rock Your Network Marketing Business, and Chapter 8 is about a power start, effectively enrolling people and then getting them to duplicate what you're doing. And I put this slide back in here that we had 2 or 3 weeks ago because I want to always remind you that what you do for a living now is talking to people. That's what you do. It has to become a part of your lifestyle. And I know for some people, you know, they're more shy, but with Plexus, to really be successful, you've got to learn to talk to people and come out of your comfort zone. So let's get started. Once you have people on your team, duplication is where the magic happens. Systems are critical. Every leader may have slightly different systems, but the core principles of success are the same. And we're going to talk about some of those systems tonight. You know, one thing about Plexus, I don't think we necessarily have one exact system that everybody in the whole company is doing. But you know, the fun thing about that is we're a new company, and I think we will get there. And the new lady that they've hired in the home office, I think is going to be helping us with that, because we have so many diamonds and emeralds, and they all have great ideas, and many of them are very, very similar, but yet there's not just one clear system that's been outlined for us. So we do know what some of our systems are. We need to stick with our team system and feel free to implement some of the best practices of your own as you build your team. What are the core systems? Number 1, effectively enroll people. Connect new ambassadors to the company. Connect them to team tools and training. Teach them a sponsoring series that includes creating a list and reaching out to people on their list. When everyone marches to the beat of his or her own drum, it causes confusion. Great franchises are successful because they have a system and they stick to it, and everyone is doing the same thing. We're all different, so we need to teach simple actions to take over and over again with our new ambassadors. Effective enrollment is done this way, and I'm telling you the way that Sarah Robbins explains it in her book, but I'm also tweaking it a little bit to our Plexus business, because hers, I don't really know what business she was in, a network marketing business. She's very, very successful, but her business is different from ours. So I've kind of mixed these PowerPoints with what she says and what applies to us. She says you set an enrollment appointment where you walk through the application process together with your new ambassador, either online or by paper. They need to learn how to enroll other people, and whatever you do with them is what they are going to do in turn. They're going to duplicate what you do. And I think most of you know that a lot of my ambassadors do not live anywhere near me, and so when I have someone who wants to sign up, we get on the computer together, we go to my website, and I walk them through every page. And I tell them, when you get to this last page, which is, you know, your name, address, and all that, I can't go to the credit card part, or I'd be signing myself up again. But you can walk through that with them step by step. You choose a welcome pack, you choose an auto qualification, and you explain to them on the page that has all the blanks for their name and all that. About a lot of people say, what is a business name? That doesn't apply to most people who are going to be ambassadors for us. What is an EIN number? That doesn't apply most of the time. Just little points like that. They need to understand how that works, so they don't need to call you in the middle of enrolling somebody and say, what is this for? Because if you do it all for them, they don't learn. So you walk through it with them. You commit to working closely with them during the first 30 days. You can use three-way calls, conference calls, Zoom calls. There are many methods that you can stay connected to your people even when they don't live near you. Start off with the welcome pack. Help them decide which one is right for them. Now, another thing I've done, and I've told somebody that I was going to put this on Linda's Plexus group, and I haven't done it yet, and I feel really terrible about that. But when I go to meetings, and Becky knows this is true, the last meeting we had in Shreveport, I bring a folder, and in that folder, it has a copy of the welcome packs, it has a copy of auto qualifications, it has a copy of the page that they're going to see when they go to the website to sign up, with all those blank spaces like I told you. I put a copy of the compensation plan in there. I put a catalog in there. I put a sample of Slim in there and a few other little things. But those are the main items that I put in a folder with my business card, with a sticker, with my name, my ambassador number, my website, all those things. And I give them to that prospective person at a meeting. So we're going to walk through the welcome pack and help them decide which one is right, because they don't know what these products are. Most of the time, they don't know what they're for. They need your help, and you figure out, what is it what kind of health benefits are they trying to gain, and then you guide them in the direction of the right welcome pack. You help them. Oh, and you also explain to them that the welcome packs are all priced below wholesale. We only have that one chance to buy one. We do have 60 days, but most of the time, if people don't buy one when they join, they're not going to buy one. And that's a great benefit to them to buy one, and it's a great benefit to you. You make a bonus on that welcome pack. But the main thing is the price is so incredible. It's the cheapest they will ever buy any Plexus products. I counted up, and we've had 61 or 62 new enrollees this month, and only 8 of them did not buy a welcome pack. And I wondered why. Did somebody not explain to them how it works or what the benefit was to them? That's why duplication is so, so important. You need to understand so you can duplicate what you understand to your new people. You help them choose a monthly auto ship. Explain why that is important. In Plexus, it can be set anywhere from the 25th of the month to the 28th of the month, but most people just leave it at the 25th. So on the 25th, everybody's points jump way up, and we always look forward to the 25th. You explain to them that they never need to turn off their auto shipment. When they have customer orders and their own personal orders and their PV goes over 100, they will not get an auto shipment. They will not get an auto shipment in the month they join. So if you joined in July, you will not get an auto shipment until August. So that's very important. I think sometimes new people buy a $99 or $199 welcome pack, and then they think, oh my gosh, on the 25th, I'm going to get an auto shipment. You're not. You're not going to get an auto shipment in the month that you join. So that's really important to tell your new people. We need to help them understand the comp plan. And we've been over that before, and you should pretty well know what that is now. Your goal is to help them get to silver as soon as possible. And some of you may not even realize this, but we have a fast start bonus program. Plexus gives the new ambassadors 30 days to go as many ranks as they can in their first 30 days, and Plexus will double their bonus. In other words, if your new person goes silver in the first 30 days, they're members of Plexus ambassadors, not $100, they'll get $200, a $200 bonus. Hey, that's pretty nice for the first 30 days. If you can make it all the way to gold, they're going to double your gold bonus. Whatever you can do in 30 days, they will double your bonus. Then show them how to personalize their website with their picture, their phone number, their email, whatever they want to put there. That's under My Plexus Builder, that last tab on our website. And you need to teach them how to enroll a new prospect. How do you help your new prospect get started? First of all, let me tell you all, Heather is my daughter, and she is my upline. we joined 2 years ago this month. In fact, I joined on the 25th of the month. And we knew nothing about nothing. The girl who sponsored us gave us very little information, and we signed up, and that was pretty much the end of her. We never saw her again. So from the beginning, when I still lived in Shreveport where Becky lives, I didn't know anything, but I'd done 1 or 2 other network marketing businesses before, and I've told some of y'all this before, but we were getting ready to move from Shreveport to the Dallas area. We sold our house. We were getting ready to move right after I had joined Plexus, and I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to tell people about Plexus? So I decided to have my own little pink party. Nobody told me how to do it. I just decided to do it. So I invited some friends over. I ordered some catalogs. I showed them the bottles that I had, which all had product in them because that's all I had, and told them what I knew, which, you know, I would have loved to have had a tape of that, because who knows what I told them, because I didn't know much of anything. But when I think about that now, it's funny, but that's because no one showed me. We now have so much training available to us, and none of that was available when we started. So you want to help them get started with documents and training so they don't have to dig around and find it for themselves or figure it out. Explain, and I think this is so important, explain to your new person how to do a search, both for a Facebook group as well as in the files section of each Facebook group. I think sometimes we forget to pass this information on. When somebody says, who knows about a testimony for Plexus and pregnancy or Plexus and MS? All you have to do is go to Facebook, and up there in the search bar where you normally would type somebody's name, just write Plexus MS, Plexus migraines, Plexus pregnancy, and you'll find information that way. That's where you can find it, and that's where you can teach your new people to find it. So they are not always asking you where this might be, because that's exactly how you're going to find it. And the same way in each Facebook group, you know that little files tab up there on the right hand corner? If you will click that files tab, there's a little search eyeglass. Well, you click the search eyeglass first and type in whatever it is you're looking for. The fewer words, the better. And it will bring up all the files that have already been placed in that group for what you're looking for. So that's very, very important to teach new ambassadors. You need to discuss with them their reason why. Why did you join? You know, some people don't need to lose weight. They join Plexus for other reasons. Maybe their issue is pain. Maybe their issue is diabetes. Maybe they strictly joined because it looked like a great business opportunity. So you need to understand what their reason is for joining, and you need to have them write it out. You need to have them work on their product and business story to be able to share on calls and at events and on Facebook. You need to find out what their goals are, and I have not been good about doing this. I'm trying to be better and realize, what does this person want? Do they only want to buy wholesale? They only join because to get their products at wholesale? If so, and you've shared the business opportunity with them and they don't care about that, then don't keep pushing them to do more and more and more if they only join to be a wholesale person. What would they like to accomplish the first month? What is their timetable or goal for reaching silver or gold once they understand what those things are? When people realize what the bonuses are attached to those, they get pretty excited about starting to try to do that. You need to begin their first training sessions within 48 hours of when they have enrolled. You need to help them create their contact list and begin exciting and inviting their friends. You will discuss how you will help them launch their business. Is it going to be a home party, a larger event, an online event? How are you going to help them launch their business? These are two of the most critical activities to help them get their business started. And I threw this slide in. You've seen it before. We do not we share, we do not sell. You know, people will tell you, I don't want to sell, I can't sell, I'm not a salesman. You remind them we share. Like when we find a new restaurant, we've got a new restaurant opening up down the street from us right here. It's not open yet, but we've been invited to come to the preview or whatever you call it for free. So Rod had eaten at the same restaurant in another part of town, and somebody had told him, you know, if you'll go to their website and sign up for their email, they might invite you. Well, we did that, and they did invite us, so we can hardly wait to try it out. And if it's good, I mean, I'm going to be posting it on Facebook, but that's what we do. We just share. How to create a list. You help them begin working on a list at the very first training. You walk them through a memory jogger, and that is a piece of paper that we have in one of those files. I know Heather's referenced it several times. You help them look at the contacts in their phone, on Facebook, and any kind of list they have, like maybe PTA, some other group or organization they're a member of. You start with that list. Make 100 people list. Some people say 200. And then ask them, who are the top 20 people on your dream team list? In other words, look at all those names you wrote down. Who are the top 20? Becky Farmer was one of my top 20, but it took her a year before she said yes. But now today she's doing fabulously. I didn't give up on her, and I didn't take no for an answer. So you say, tell me about those people. Why did you have them on your list? And have them explain that to you. And you need to choose people that you honestly think, I don't think there's any way they would ever join me in this business. But believe me, if they walk in the door to a meeting sometime and they've joined under somebody else, you will be so sorry. Daily activity is the cure for what ails you. Give them daily activity goals. Income producing activity. Scrolling through your Facebook page, commenting, liking, watching little videos, that's not necessarily income producing activity. It's activity, but it's not income producing activity. She suggests the 3-2-1 method. Every day, have 3 prospecting conversations with people. Do 2 follow-ups and do 1 call to a team member to help them take their business to the next level. Or maybe you don't have anybody yet, then you call one of your upline and have them help you and explain to you maybe what you should be doing, what videos you should be watching on YouTube. You could sit around all day long and watch videos on YouTube about Plexus. And I mean, most of them are really good and you can learn something. So instead of just scrolling through your Facebook page, go to YouTube and Google Plexus. She says, remember her mantra is, 5 calls a day, keep leads coming my way. When things start to dry up, you need to grow that list a little bigger. How do you keep track of these people? One way to keep if you're successful at doing this, one way to keep track is to have 5 samples or business cards in your bag all the time and give them away every day. Set up 3 conference calls in the first 48 hours with your sponsor. A conference call is your new ambassador and one of their friends. Most people don't feel brave or confident enough to just call somebody right at the very beginning in the first 48 hours. But if you're on the call with them, you can do most of the talking because you're showing them by example how to do this. We all know people who would support us if we picked up the phone and said, I just started a new business and I'm up for my first promotion. You know, their first promotion is going to be silver. They don't need to say that. But they are immediately up for their first promotion. I need a few really great orders. Would you be willing to try our Plexus products? You'll love them and also help me in getting off to a great start. I mean, honestly, I've never done that, but I think it's a great idea. I really do. Launching your new ambassadors strong. At your next training with them, set up at least 3 grand opening launch events. The first one within 14 days. Now, this means you can have that home party with them, however that first initial introduction is going to be. And then you can, another way that you can do this is invite them to invite their friends to an event that's being held in their area. And I know in Illinois, I know in Shreveport, there are plenty of those events available. She has what she calls an I do, we do, you do method. I do the first one for them. We do the second one together. They do the third one on their own. That's her suggestion. Preparation is the key to a successful event. You suggest to them they invite everyone on their list, whether they're local or not. And what she says is the non-local people, they can call and they can say, I know, you know that I invited you to my event and I know that you can't really come, but I wanted to take a few minutes to tell you about my new business. So you call those people on the phone. You teach your new ambassador how to invite people. Sarah recommends that they also send hard copies of the invitations to everyone, as they know electronic ones can get lost. When we create these events on Facebook, sometimes people see them, sometimes people don't. Honestly, at first, I didn't even know what that was. And then I noticed Heather or somebody would say, why haven't you responded to that event yet? I said, what event are you talking about? Well, there's a little box over there on the left-hand side that says events, and it gets little numbers in it, and it means that those are events that you've been invited to. And that's why things like that get lost. So she says you should send a physical invitation, and I think that is an excellent idea. Tell them this is the grand opening of their business and how much it means to them that they are there for them. Like when the restaurant down the street opens, we're going to be there before the opening, but when the grand opening comes, everybody and their brother is going to want to go down there and try it. And that's the same way with your Plexus business. When you get a new ambassador, your job is to get them off to a fast start and earn their ROI, or return on investment, immediately, and be by their side that first 30 days. Their first check is crucial, as it determines whether they will stick with you for month 2. Now, I've told this story before, and this lady is not on our call tonight, but Melody Nesmith, a friend of mine for several years, Becky knows who she is. She joined Plexus. She didn't do too much at first, and then one day she got a check for $11. And she was so excited. And I said to her, and actually it was from her and her husband's own orders, and I said, Melody, if I had realized you would be so excited about $11, I would have given you $11 myself, if that's what it took for you to be excited. Oops, our meeting's going to end pretty quick. We need to work with the willing. You know, we see people who really, really need Plexus, but they may not be willing to do the work it takes. We want to work with the ones who are willing. Work with the ones who want to work. A training that I went to this week, a Plexus training with a diamond over in Flower Mound, said, run with the runners. I love that. Find the people who really want to run and run with them. You need to focus on income-producing activity with your team, with calls and events. You need to keep all your team plugged in. You don't just go off and leave them just because they wanted to be a wholesale orderer and not really a distributor. You don't leave them behind, but you don't spend the majority of your time with those people. Staying connected with systems. It cannot be stressed enough the importance of regular meetings for your team to stay plugged in. If you don't have a regular meeting in your area, then you have a meeting with your team. And you may have to have a Zoom meeting if they're scattered all over the country, but have a regular meeting. All a new distributor has to do is learn how to invite a person to a meeting and how to follow up afterwards. That makes the process simple and duplicable. You need to get that new ambassador plugged in on a national level. Regular meetings are small generally, but they feed into the big national events like Super Saturdays, Leaders Retreats, and conventions. Leaders learn how to not just announce a meeting, but to promote a meeting. Leaders never miss a meeting. This cannot be said enough. Leaders don't miss a meeting. It's been a year and a half ago and I didn't even, well, I guess I did live here. Heather and I went to the first Plexus meeting we ever went to in our whole life. And it was over at Grapevine Mills Lodge, Great Wolf Lodge, I can't remember exactly. But there were about 100 people in the room. And they said the year before when they had that meeting, there were about 10 people in the room. Now, when we go to meetings in this area, they're huge. It just depends. But like the meeting I went to last Tuesday night, there were over 300 people, and the room wouldn't only hold 300 people. So it's very exciting. Promotions. Promotions happen before these events, after these big events, because of the excitement and skills that come as a result of attending the meeting. You need to have fun with this. You can create your own fun experiences with your team. This creates a culture for your team, which is like the glue that holds your team together. You can set up parties, barbecues, quarterly recognition events, and team get-togethers at conventions or retreat. And you know, if you went to convention this last year, that we all tried to get together for one meal at the restaurant, and that was good. We weren't all there, but most of us were there. Always remember, what you do with your new ambassador is what they will do. They're going to follow the leader. It's very exceptional when they're going to rise above your leadership. It does happen, but it's exceptional. You need to be the one who is leading the way. That is the end of chapter 8. We are going to combine chapters 9 and 10, and we will be finished with this book. I had previously announced that we would do that on July the 28th, but that is next Tuesday, and I will be in Steamboat Springs. And my husband said, would I please take the night off? So that's what I'm going to do. On August the 4th, with the first Tuesday in August, is when we will cover the last 2 chapters of this book, because our whole family will be on vacation together in one house in Steamboat Springs. It's a really beautiful home. We got to be there last year. So let's see, stop share. Now, Becky, how come you're big and I'm little? Oh, let me unmute everybody. Unmute all. Okay, can you all hear me now?
I can.
Yep.
Okay. Becky, do you see yourself as big and me little?
Nope,
No?
opposite.
That's
You're big,
weird.
I'm little.
That's weird. Okay, what did y'all learn tonight that was new? Our meeting's going to end real quick. Oh, stop recording.